See you this Sunday for the NFL on WZMQ 19, home of the 2024 Super Bowl.
Hi, I'm Jim Koski, and join me Mondays for Life in the 906.
Similar tops. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, a minimum wage increase in Michigan is set to take effect at the start of the new year, but a lawsuit filed earlier this year challenges part of that. Tonight, why a State Department is hoping to push the increase through. Plus, skiing with Santa. What was on some Dickinson County residents' wish lists for Christmas? And the rising price of gift returns. How much some major retailers are charging to ship items back. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Well, we didn't get a white Christmas in air. It feels like this fog has been hanging on for days.
Isn't that kind of a white Christmas?
Yeah,
We've
kind
had
of.
those low white clouds. As our operations director and I were talking about that. That's our white Christmas, friends. And guess what? You didn't break your back shoveling, so that's another good thing. But we do have this dense fog advisory that's going to be going into tomorrow morning. That starts right now. So if you are driving this evening, make sure you slow down. If you have fog lights, use those. If you don't, use those low beams. Give extra space. You know, those deer do not care. Right now, though, we've got cloudy conditions for the night. Of course, that fog and some drizzle. I'll have more on the way about this fog.
Thank you very much, Ariane. With the new year, Michigan is set to see an increase in its minimum wage standard, but a lawsuit filed in April is pushing to challenge amendments to the 2018 Act that set the state's current increase schedule. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy spoke with the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity to learn more about why tipped workers are pushing to have the original act reinstated.
On January 1st, minimum wage will be raised to $10.33 per hour. But earlier this month, Michigan Supreme Court heard testimony from advocacy groups that question changes made to the 2018 Improved Workforce Opportunity Wage Act.
There was a petition initiative which would have increased the minimum wage to $12 an hour by 2022 and slowly eliminated the tip credit.
For tipped workers like servers, bartenders, or nail technicians, minimum wage will only see an increase to $3.93, while the original Wage Act would have eliminated the differences in pay for tipped workers, creating a universal minimum wage of more than $13 an hour.
Employers are allowed to take a credit for any money that we leave as tips for those employees against their obligation to pay the full minimum wage.
The act was a petition that was originally approved by voters in 2018, but after the proposal was adopted, legislators made amendments.
Shortly after that election, the legislature amended those petitions to slow down the minimum wage increase and get rid of any change to the tip credit altogether.
But some restaurant workers have expressed concerns that the removal of the credit for tipped wage employers will hurt their overall earnings.
The evidence that we've seen in other states or cities that have already done this is there's no real change in tipping behavior.
As the suit progresses, multiple initiatives have already been launched to add proposals to Michigan's ballot in 2024 that would see minimum wage increase up to $15 in the state. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Santa made a pit stop over the weekend in Dickinson County. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle shares what some residents were hoping for Christmas.
Children of all ages and animals gathered at Pine Mountain Ski Resort to take selfies with Santa.
Merry Christmas!
Some of the youngest snow riders were just a touch bashful, but the 9 and 10-year-olds are quick with their wish lists.
Lincoln's our only kid, and he's a good boy. And
mostly clothes and shoes and a bunch of stuff, like a one wheel.
It's all about like Nike and the trendy clothes, shoes, slippers.
One 4th grader made a request on behalf of his new puppy.
Maybe a bone.
And for many of the downhill daredevils, a turbo boost was at the top of their wish list.
I ski. I've been skiing since I was 1.5. I'm gonna start doing jumps, and I just like going fast.
going fast.
Yeah.
Or doing the jumps.
I like going on jumps.
One thing is clear, no dream is too big for these winter thrill seekers.
A Cadillac, okay. I better get a Lincoln instead of a Cadillac, or my dad will come out of his grave. He worked for Ford all his life.
What do you want for Christmas, Santa?
I would just like to have a healthy family.
You heard it here first. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
Some rainy conditions have caused the main hill to close temporarily, though the Bunny Hill at Pine Mountain is still open for lessons. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, we're finding out what's up with Megan O'Connor. She has the details on a family-oriented New Year's Eve party in Marquette. And later, Valor at Sea, a special behind-the-scenes look at the thousands of men and women serving in the U.S. Navy. We go aboard a missile cruiser.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
Bucko's Party Store, where the party starts. They're your party store and more in Calumet. They have a great selection of snacks, frozen food, craft beers, and top shelf liquor. When the winter chill gets to you, keep warm and in style with Keweenaw alpaca gear.
Save your bucks at Bucko's!
Bucko's Party Store, open 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. on 5th Street in Calumet.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
The Baxter Family Survival Guide.
Dad, you taught us to be self-sufficient.
And yet you're all still here.
Expect the unexpected.
If you want money, maybe you should do what other people do.
Get my own reality show. Dad, I'm trying.
Learn to adapt.
You're gonna use a glass, right?
Fine, hand me the big one.
Last man standing.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
Well, friends, let's dig into or make our way through this fog advisory, a dense fog advisory, all the way from the Keweenaw down to Menominee and over to Delta counties, including Marquette County. You've got visibility reduced to possibly a quarter mile or less. Just a reminder that this is going into tomorrow morning, so expect it for your morning commute. Have those low beams ready to go as we make our way through the fog advisory and fog this evening. It's going to likely clear from the south towards the north. Could be a little bit more foggier for longer over here in the east half there, even into the early and late evening hours. So just be careful if you're driving up in the Keweenaw or down by the bridge there tomorrow in the afternoon and evening as well. We did actually break a record yesterday out at the National Weather Service, hitting 47 instead of the 46 previous record. Didn't break that low. We had a low of 42, so still very warm temperatures, but we're going to see those temps start to cool down. Today we saw a record of 43 as that high. I know it's been crazy warm out there. Right now those temperatures still in the 40s, and fog, as you can see, just kind of writing the story this evening. The wind primarily coming out of the south and east. We'll stick with that. It's going to be fairly calm for the next next 24 to 48 hours, we'll see maybe some gusts here and there on our Thursday. I got to remember today is Tuesday, friends, and it's actually the first day of Kwanzaa, which was a holiday started in 1966. And each day, there's 7 days, they celebrate a different idea. Today is about unity, and those temperatures out there in the 30s, those are the lows for tonight. And again, we've got that fog and drizzle hanging out. I know I sound like a broken record with that, but friends, we're looking like we're going to clear up a little bit as far as clouds are concerned on Thursday, maybe even seeing that sunshine, but take a look at those highs in that 35 to 45 degree range. So precipitation, man, we got a lot of colors on the map today. We're staying fairly dry as far as the south is concerned, but we'll see some rain showers. We could even see snowflakes tomorrow as well. Currently, our radar is showing a lot more precipitation over in South Houghton County, and we could even see some along that Wisconsin border. Take a look here, Iron County. Inga, you could have some sprinkles in your yard tonight, and then around 7 a.m. we'll see some rain showers over here in the eastern half, and maybe in Munising area we could see those snowflakes, maybe a mixed precipitation as well, but mostly that precipitation hanging over in the east before it makes its way to the southern parts of the UP here, where we could have a blade there of some snow showers and flurries on our Wednesday evening. But Thursday, I mentioned we've got chances of sunshine on the way, maybe a few snowflakes, but those temperatures starting to cool down, friends. We got another celebration on the way, New Year's Eve, looking like maybe snow.
Thank you very much, Ariane. When it comes to Christmas gifts, they say it's the thought that counts. But many Americans are thinking of taking some unwanted presents back and may find out it can be a pricey proposition. Christiane Benavides tells us why.
The presents have been opened, but not all of them were a hit. A survey finds 40% of consumers plan to return at least one gift this holiday season. And those returns aren't always free. A growing number of major retailers are now charging for return shipping. The logistics company Narvar says 40% of companies are adding a fee, up from 31% last year. Even Amazon is charging $1 for packages taken to UPS. Expense is the reason why. Narvar estimates a $100 item could cost a retailer $32 to get back and resell, with transportation to the warehouse being the first major expense.
When it arrives in the warehouse, it's got to be scanned and put back in and made available to sell. And there's labor involved with all of that.
You may be able to avoid a fee if you return a gift to a physical store. Amazon won't charge if the item is taken to a Whole Foods or Kohl's store.
If you are thinking about making a return, make sure that you don't open any packages, leave all tags in place. Things like that can really help expedite your return and make sure you get the full value back.
Samantha Gordon with Consumer Reports says most retailers allow returns until the end of January, but there are exceptions for electronics.
That return window might be a lot smaller. Apple, for instance, only gives you until the middle of January, and Best Buy is the same.
And of course, the most important thing is a receipt to make sure you get back the value of your gift.
Our 19 News Insights is on the way next. We're getting a year in review from the Iron Ore Heritage Trail Administrator, highlighting some notable achievements in 2020.
10 million people call Michigan home. The state capital since 1847 is in Lansing, and decisions made in this building affect you and the Upper Peninsula. I'm WZMQ 19 Sophia Murphy, uncovering what's really happening here every day, tracking issues about your health and the environment, taxes and roads, schools, and safety. Reports direct from the Capitol, only on your WZMQ 19 News.
Sophia Murphy, reporting live from Lansing, exclusively on 19 News.
New CBS tomorrow. The biggest honors of the year are here.
The Kennedy Center honorees: Dionne Warwick, Barry Gibb, Renee Fleming, Queen Latifah, Billy Crystal.
With Gladys Knight, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Chloe, Dove Cameron, Little Big Town, Kerry Washington, Missy Elliott, Titus Burgess, Ariana DeBose, Rob Reiner, and many more.
Congratulations.
The Kennedy Center Honors. Tomorrow on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Menards carries the supplies you need. Save on a great selection of Rayovac products. Stock up on batteries for devices you use every day. A 48-pack of AA or AAA high-energy batteries is $14.99 each. It's time to get organized with Menards. From garage organization to tool chests and cabinets, Masterforce has all the heavy-duty storage solutions you need. Get this 41-inch tool chest and cabinet combo for $1,299.98.
Save big money at Menards.
What's happening in Washington affects you directly here in the Upper Peninsula. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. We track the issues and positions of the elected lawmakers you send to Washington.
We're on Capitol Hill every day reporting on what you care about most.
Education, your money, student loans, healthcare, safety, and privacy.
Coverage you can count on live from our bureau in America's capital.
Only here on WZMQ 19 News.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Taking a look back on some notable moments in the past year for the Iron Ore Heritage Trail through Marquette County. Joining us tonight is Trail Administrator Bob Hendrickson. Thanks for coming in, Bob.
Sarah, thank you.
Yes, of course, the big thing this year is the retirement of Carol Fulcher and you coming aboard. Tell us about that whole process.
Right, so we had a celebration with Carol last week up at Velodrome in Ishpeming. She's been part of the organization ever since the beginning of it all.
Yeah.
But as the Trail Administrator since 2010. So a lot of what has become of the Iron Ore Heritage Trail was under her guidance and a lot of her leadership with the board to really put this in place.
Sure. Now you've been the administrator since July, right?
Yeah,
June,
yeah.
July?
Yep, July.
Gotcha.
So we had a 6-month overlap, which has been great. Especially this summer, I was able to get on the trail a lot and get to understand what parts of the trail are all about, the people that are using the trail, and just some areas that we need to be more attentive to for maintenance and stuff like that.
Sure. I know throughout the past 6 months, we've talked about some of those highlights that have happened in the past year, Lake and Inland. Tell us about some of your most notable moments.
Well, a lot of it was put in place by Carol. Kind of like just rolled right into this. So one of the big things that we have a brand new truck. And it's nothing that was bought directly with the Heritage Trail funds, but as a matching grant. So we had a 70% matching grant through the our MDAR, and that provided $56,000 for equipment. And that really was able to get us on the trails a lot easier, more official looking too. Instead of just having a random vehicle out on the trail, we have a maintenance truck now.
Yeah.
And then we have some a mower and a tractor and some other tools that we can use to keep the corridor open and maintained.
Very nice, yeah. What about some of the other work that was done on the trails throughout the year too?
Yeah, so we had the washout in April. That was kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
And then that led to, that had to be, a culvert had to be replaced for that. And then that led to a bridge breaking, which was really unexpected. And that was about a $60,000 repair. So a lot of our ORV funds, so a lot of people, we are a multi-use trail. And as the Iron Ore Heritage Recreation Authority, we're responsible for the ORV trail from Negaunee up to Republic, and those are separate funds that are given through the MDNR to help maintain those trails. So we had to kind of put things together to get that repaired.
Yeah. Tell us about some of the grants that you applied for and even gained throughout the year.
Yeah, so we did get approved for several big projects, and these are all under Carol again. The Lake and Land extension, so that's a 5-mile extension from Cabogam Road in Chocolate Township out to Lincoln and Land. We hired Coleman Engineering for that. We'll be working with them through the next coming year, and that'll be a completion date of 2025. Then we have the acquisition of 176 acres from the Koski Land Trust. And that is a piece in Marquette Township. It's a linear piece that's landlocked, and the family wanted to make sure that was be given to, for conservation and for public use.
Right.
So we were going to acquire that. Looks like everything's on track to get that in January. And then the next phase will be to figure out what we want to do with it. And we want to make that for public access, trails, and accessibility for the public.
Gotcha. Looking ahead to 2024, what are some of the goals and maybe unfinished business this year that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, well, some of it, we finally got approved for a Nagani Boardwalk, which is an extension off the trail east in Nagani before 492 through some wetlands areas. We had to get compliant with the Eagle to the environmental studies, making sure that we're doing things properly for the wetlands. And finally got that signed off on, and we'll be moving forward with that. And also we're looking for an ORV route through that area too, because it's a little bit landlocked also, and just a lot of hurdles to kind of get over with that. Sure. So we're getting close to that. And then we also have an extra funding this year. We have a regular allotment, but we'll have some extra funding to do some graveling and some grading out west towards Republic.
Very nice. And one last thing. I noticed that it seems like there's a lot more information being pushed out about the Heritage Trail.
Yeah.
Even, you know, you've got this little PowerPoint
Right,
here.
yeah.
Where do people find all of that information?
Yeah, so we'll be posting this to our website at ironoreheritage.com. And we also use our Facebook quite a bit. And there's also a Facebook group that's not official, but we kind of monitor it. So we use a lot of different social medias, and the main priority is the website.
Perfect.
Yep.
Well, Bob, thank you so much for coming in and sharing with
Yeah,
us.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. Still ahead tonight, What's Up with Megan, a family-friendly New Year's Eve party at your kids' favorite place in Marquette, the UP Children's Museum. And Valor at Sea, the first of a mini-series looking into the men and women who choose to serve in the U.S. Navy and why they do it. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. The Salvation Army of Marquette County is looking for volunteer pantry stockers. This is an ongoing need that involves weighing, categorizing, and organizing donated foods into their designated areas. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, head to upersunited.com.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, the number of lead poisonings possibly linked to children's applesauce pouches is on the rise. Tonight we speak to the parents of a 1-year-old who got sick.
Tired of spending your New Year's Eve in Times Square? Why not spend it in Nashville instead? It's America's newest celebration. New Year's Eve Live, Nashville's Big Bash, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
A world at your fingertips gives you the advantage. Scan this right now. Weather, local news, community events, amazing video. It's cool. It's all yours. It's free. And it's on demand. Do it. Download the app from 19 News. Now you know.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Dog tap.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
Sundays on MeTV 19.1.
It's no secret, the local housing market has dramatically changed over the last few years. These days, having a real estate agent is essential for managing and simplifying the process of buying or selling a home. And in this market, you're not going to want just any agent. You need a realtor who's special. One with decades of success, who's energetic, talented, and uses all the latest technology. Someone who knows the diversity of the market, the Upper Peninsula, and its people. That's Stephanie Jones of Select Realty. Visit stephaniesells.com and let Stephanie Jones open new doors for you.
Let's find out what's up with Megan O'Connor, and tonight she's getting us ready for the next big holiday.
If you are looking for a family-friendly New Year's Eve plan, I have the perfect event for you. The Upper Peninsula Children's Museum will host its annual Elementary Ball this Sunday from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Tiny humans ranging from preschoolers to elementary-aged kids can expect a wild evening filled with dancing, cookies, and fun. Then at 7:30, the UP Children's Museum will have its very own ball drop. For $5 per child and free for adults, you too can safely celebrate this time of year with your kiddos for 2 hours straight. For more information, visit upchildrensmuseum.org.
Thank you very much, Megan. There are more than 330,000 men and women who serve in the United States Navy, and they're opening their doors to us in a special program with the United States Fleet Forces Command. Called Sailor for a Day, Renata Steele with our sister station WENY News talked with sailors from all parts of the country who all have their own reasons to serve. In this multi-day special report, our first story comes from sailors serving on board a missile cruiser.
Right now, we're on board USS Gettysburg. She is a Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser. We'll talk with 3 sailors whose job keeps them on board this ship and how there is work underway for an upcoming deployment. Commissioned in 1991, the USS Gettysburg pays tribute to the famous 1863 battle in Pennsylvania that helped turn the tides of the Civil War. Currently stationed at Naval Station Norfolk, the ship's crew is working day in and day out, completing a multi-year overhaul of the ship and getting ready for their next mission.
It's a little bit older when you look at our newer destroyers. We've got a lot of work going on, a lot of improvements. It's the first ship to complete SLEP, Ship's Life Extension Program. So she was in an 8-year overhaul pretty much of improvements, system upgrades, and it's pretty much the most advanced cruiser in the fleet nowadays. As a cruiser, we're the whiskey ship, so we do mostly air defense. That's our job when we go out on deployment with the carrier is we play whiskey and manage the air battle space.
Ensign Potesta has been in the Navy a little over a year. She's one of 330 sailors on the ship, each with a critical job.
I'm the strike officer on board, so I do all things missiles. Mostly Tomahawk. I own the launchers they go in, so that's these right here. Each square is a cell that a missile would go into. I say specifically Tomahawk because those are the ones that my guys will launch.
While some sailors are new to the service, others have made it a career, each with their own reasons for joining, like Gunner's Mate Chief Christopher Rummel.
I had graduated college in Mansfield, Pennsylvania, and tried for 2 years to get a job into law enforcement, which didn't work out. So I ended up looking at the service. It had been something that I had thought about since high school. And then during college, when 9/11 happened, that was also another inspiring moment. So it just seemed like the right time after that.
The crew on board the Gettysburg are hard at work, getting the ship sea-ready and training for the necessary certifications before an upcoming deployment, preparing for months out to sea, away from family and the comforts of home. For some sailors, it will be their first time, but they have experienced leadership who've been through it before to help guide them.
When we go underway for longer periods of time, you're able to settle into a routine and just find the joy in the little things in the day-to-day. Whether it's a meal or a quick laugh or a game or whatever you can get in. They're long days. They stack up pretty quick, but it's what we signed up to do at the end of the day. And so, the days go slow, but the months go quick when you're out there.
In Norfolk, Renata Steele, WZMQ 19 News.
The USS Gettysburg is one of 13 active cruisers of its kind in the U.S. Navy. Stick with WZMQ 19 News for more on this special look inside the Navy, including training to serve on naval submarines and even a trip out to sea on an aircraft carrier. This dense fog sticks around tonight, and the mild and drizzly conditions continue this week.
Buckles Party Store. It's where the party starts in Calumet, with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brewed beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet. It's where the party starts for everyone.
Tonight, how a white Christmas and Midwest blizzard conditions are impacting U.S. holiday travel. Plus, months after their recall, could kids still be eating cinnamon applesauce pouches tainted with lead? And why your long-lost luggage may be someone else's treasure on the CBS Evening News.
New fun and games are here. I'm Jerry O'Connell inviting you to come and play Pictionary on WZMQ TV 19.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're our
1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12.
1 Adam 12?
1 Adam 12, 1 Adam 12.
1 Adam 12, roger.
That's right. There's only 1 Adam 12.
I'll remember that.
5 days a week.
Adam 12, weekdays at 5 on MeTV 19.1.
Currently cloudy out there as well as foggy. Heads up if you are driving anywhere this evening or tomorrow morning. Some precipitation over in the east. Those lows expected to be in that mid-30 range tonight. Tomorrow morning we'll start with patchy fog, maybe some drizzle, and eventually that fog will leave us as we take a look at 7-day for Escanaba. We've got some gusts possible on Thursday, Friday. Those temperatures starting to dip down. Mostly sunny skies ahead.
That's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here at 11:10 Central.
Tonight, the major